Welcome back to the SimZone, ladies and gentlemen. We're here for round 5 of the PS5 GT3 Championship, and we are at Zolder once again. We had Zolder on Friday for the Motor Racing GT3 Championship, and that was also a very wet one. But here we've got mixed conditions so far in this qualifying session as well. Oops, not sure what's happening there. Just bear with us a second. There we go. But yeah, also mixed conditions. Mixed conditions in this one. It was dry to begin with in this qualifying session, but within a few minutes we started seeing rainfall, and pretty much the drivers who got out onto the track first and was able to set a time as soon as possible are the ones that will be staying near the top. And doesn't look like anyone will be improving as the rainfall does continue, but currently it is Besselink there. Looks like we do have a bit of an error with the graphics. We'll sort that out just after qualifying, but yeah, Besselink on provisional pole. Like I said, I don't think anyone will be able to beat that. Colin Brander there in P2, just a 10th off. These two are pretty much following each other around the track for their hot lap. BSD and in P3 all sat in the pits as well. Viper still out on track, but I don't really think he'll improve. Now the forecast does show that the rain will get lighter in about 3 minutes, but it's not going to be enough, in my opinion, to improve. You can hear there Viper's car bogging down on the exit. That's just how much traction control he's having to run, and he will be on slick tyres, of course. These conditions not wet enough for wet tyres. Track is only greasy. Let's see. Let's look down to, well, in fact, Viper's going to cross the line. Let's see. No improvement there that time around. We've got the number 70 car, which I believe, I have no idea who that 70 car is. Let's try and find them. Is it the 70? Yes, it is. Bad to Bones, there we go, who hasn't actually set a lap time. He's down in P18 at the moment, so he needs to get in a lap time to not start towards the back. But let's see, is it going to be a valid lap from Bad to Bones? No, it's not. So Bad to Bones leaving it till the end here. The rain looks like it might stop within about 3 minutes. Could that leave enough time for some of the drivers to improve? I'm not sure it would dry up that quickly though. Let's have a look at some of the comments that we've got coming in. So Kenny obviously on track. Michael Race is saying let's go Lapria. Red King, hashtag Red Kings. The player currently on pole, in fact. Obviously we are using real names, and looks like that is Alexis off in the background. Is that Lord Proth? I think it might be. Let's try and find him. Oh yep, looks like he has returned the car to the pits. Got Yaroslav coming out on track. Yaroslav shouldn't really be setting a lap time here. So yeah, that's not a great start, but he has lost the car there, which is unfortunate to see. Walker currently in P14 now in the Audi, 5 seconds off there. That just goes to show that the track conditions really changing since the start of this qualifying session. But he's going to keep it out, I assume, until the end, as the track does start to dry. The rain still falling ever so slightly. CosmiCrusader currently in P16, hasn't set a lap time yet. Bad to Bones still yet to set a lap time as well. And the other three, Aston, JB, Fednad and GT Jamie. Aston and GT Jamie are reserved, so they'll be starting well, from the back of the grid. And Fednad unfortunately has a qualifying ban, so he will not be able to set a lap either. Let's see, CosmiCrusader, can he set a valid lap is the question. He crosses the line, and yes, goes into P17 actually. Looks like Bad to Bones didn't have a great lap that last time around, or that last valid lap he set. But we've got a few more comments coming in. GT Jamie saying he's scared. Yep, definitely scared of these conditions. I think we all are at the moment. Yeah, definitely wouldn't want to be these guys on the track right now, because they pretty much don't know what to expect coming into the race. It could be a dry to wet race, it could be a wet to dry race, it could be a fully dry race, which probably won't happen, or it could be a fully wet race. So it's going to be difficult for the driver to decide what tyres to start on. But yeah, Batsman's still out on track at the moment. Let's see any more comments coming in. Jan saying evening, good to see you, Jan. Simon Mello saying hopes the last race on PS4 will also be wet. What's the last race on PS4 actually? I can't quite remember. Let's have a look. It is Snetterton. Oh well, with it being in the UK, it might actually be wet. Let's have a quick look. No, it's looking to be dry at the moment. But whether that changes by the time I set the weather, I don't know. But yeah, it looks to be dry at the moment. But Deedee, good to see you as well. TFJ, hello. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, let's have a quick look at the standings coming into this round then. So it is Melvin leading the championship on 217 points, followed by Viper there on 195, then Cody in P3 on 186. Then we've got BSDNNA in P4 on 184, Bad to Bones in P5 on 164, Oli RSR in P6 on 139, Ivan there in P7 on 135. Then we've got Kenny and Niels there in P8 and P9, tied on 132 points, and then LJ there in P10, rounding off the top 10 actually, with 114. Now remember, we also have a drop round in this championship, so that will play into positions and people changing up and down the grid, but obviously that's only counted for at the end of the season. For PC, it's done automatically, which is quite useful for us. We don't have to mess around with that. But obviously, console, it's manual results, manual everything. So we do it at the end of the race, just end of the season. In fact, makes it easier for us. But even with these conditions, top 6 all within a second of each other. So they're looking quite strong at the moment. But it's definitely put a few drivers out of order. It looks like Walker has gone into P10 then. But yeah, a few drivers that maybe didn't expect to start higher up, or maybe didn't expect to start this low down. I think Stuart there in P8, Packham there, also known as Lager, well, he's sitting in P8, and he definitely has the pace to be in the top 3 here. But the track is still greasy, so maybe in these last few laps, well, time is nearly down to 0. In fact, he's got a lot of damage on that BMW as well. But we still could see some people improve now that it has gone dry. Looks like, are the top 3 still in the pits? No, Besselink back out on track. Colin Brander, they're still on track as well. BSTNNA, yeah, so it looks like the top 3 have gone back out on track to try and improve. They might be a bit worried that those that have stayed out are going to improve their lap times here. But we go to Kerwin here, also known as Kenny, rounding the final corner. He's got his indicator on. That's not going to make him go any quicker, but can he improve? Let's see as he comes across the line. No improvement there for Kenny that time around. That's his qualifying session over. We've got Walker about to round off the final corner now, coming through this last chicane here, using a bit of curb on the inside, braking for the second half, which might have slowed his exit speed down. But let's see, he's going to cross the line. Any improvement? Yes, up to P9 goes Walker. The next car round will be Colin Brother here in P2. We all know him as Melvin. He's rounding the hairpin now. They look to be a bit wide. I don't know if that was the camera angle, but we'll see. It's going to be difficult for him to find a 10th here, but let's see if he's found any more time on this lap. Or is he going to take it into the pits? No, he's going to continue this lap, so he might be up. Let's see, rounds the final corner now, using all of the curb on the exit as well. And is it going to be an improvement for Melvin? He crosses the line. No, no improvement there for Colin Brander. And we look towards the 223 car, which is... Who's the 223 car? Yaroslav there, who actually wasn't meant to qualify. So hopefully he starts towards the back. But there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Cody... Besselink in P1, Colin Brander in P2, and BST NNA in P3. We'll be back very shortly for the start of the race. Make sure to stay tuned. I believe this graphic should be working, fingers crossed. Let's hope it doesn't bug out again. But interesting conditions here. Tough conditions, like Lord Proth in the comments says. Now, if you look at the weather in the top right, track is green, but we've got a bit of rain in between here. And in fact, as the drivers lined up on the grid, it showed rain and heavier rain at 3 minutes and 10 minutes. So I believe most of the drivers will be on wet, some might be on slicks, some might have taken the gamble, and it might even pay off for them here, but it's going to be, well, it's going to be very, very tricky. Don't know what strategy drivers on, or we don't know what tyres they're on. It would be great to see what tyres they were on, but unfortunately ACC doesn't provide us with this information, so we have no idea of telling. It's just going to be a guessing game for us, and I think we'll have to work that out with who's quicker at the start. And who's struggling at the start, but weather's just changed again. Looks like we've got some more rain coming, so for those that are starting on the wets, they are going to be doing the rain dance in their car already. But it's going to it's going to play in their favour. But I think for the first few laps, the wets are going to heat up quite a lot. They might burn them up ever so slightly. The track is still green, of course. But yeah, we've got some passing by clouds going on. So pretty much exactly like the real weather this is. You know, when you have passing by clouds, bit of rain in between, heavy clouds, and they might dry up in between, and then it might start raining again. Yeah, it is very good, the weather here on ACC. There's so many things you can do with it, and this is not even the craziest. You can have some crazy weather that goes on, but here we go, drivers lining up side by side. It's BMWs on the front row, then BSTNNA and the Porsche on the second row, with Viper in P4 in the Ferrari. But let's see who can get the jump into turn one. Can Besselink hold on to P1? And we should be green. Now there we go, we are green. It looks like a good start from Colin Brander on the outside, but Besselink has the inside into turn one, and looks like he's going to hold that. No! Colin Brander around the outside there, he's all over the curb, but that doesn't matter because you have the inside for turn two, so he's taken the race lead here, and looks like BSTNNA down the inside of Besselink. So Besselink dropping back to P3 now, and having to defend from LJ in the Audi there. Looks like Viper's lost a position off the start as well, and we can't switch drivers. Brilliant. Nope, and it's going to shuffle around like it usually does. Typical PlayStation, or ACC on PlayStation, in fact. Let's see if we can shuffle. Nope, doesn't look like we'll be able to just yet. Does it work now? It's going to work now. Oh, there we go. Now it works. But yeah, like we said, a great start from Colin Brander here. Track has now gone greasy, and we are expecting a bit more rain, but then it might dry up in about 10 minutes. So remember, we have a pit window in this race as well. So in the pit window, drivers will have to change tire. Have to refuel, and tire change is optional. But of course, if the track conditions change before that, and if they change drastically before that, they might need to pit early on. Looks like LJ there down the inside, trying to go down the inside of Besselink, and oh, he's got spun there on the exit of the last corner. Looks like he's going to struggle to get it going, but unfortunate for LJ, he's going to drop down the order. I think he's behind Big Dasmo there, so P15. LJ drops down to Bad to Bones now into the pits, GT Jamie into the pits, Yaroslav into the pits. I think they all started on the wrong tyre here, but they shouldn't be pitting this early because the rain looks to be going less. So they might have started on the slicks, but if I were them, I'd keep it out for as long as possible here, because they're going to have to serve an extra pit stop. So I think a massive mistake from them. But look at these two, Colin Brander and BSTNNA have pulled away from the rest of the pack, and Colin Brander there turning this into flight sim, flying over the chicane. That could have been a track limit warning for him. Besselink there in P3 at 3 seconds back, but he doesn't have any pressure behind him now. He can focus on catching up the top two. Cohen there in P4, who's got Walker behind him. Walker has gained so many positions off the start already, so he's had a flying start to this race. Ollie Assar as well up into P6, Edinomainen in P7. We know the Aston Martin is extremely good in these changeable conditions. Packham there in P8 in the BMW, well involved in this battle, and looks like that is CosmiCrusader going defensive against Aston JB in P12, and looks like Van der Haven there in P14. Cameraman, there's no cars there. There we go. Wait, there we go. That's probably the worst camera angle on ACC. Hope they sort that out in the future. I don't think they will, but yeah, Van der Haven just on the back of this train here. on the back of LJ, who's got a great exit out of the final corner. He's looking to the inside of Aston JB, and is he going to get it done into turn one? Looks like he's well along the inside, and later on the brakes he goes. There we go, great move from LJ, but looks like Aston trying for a switchback. He's going to be on the outside of turn two here, but LJ brakes late to try and keep that position. They're still side by side here, leaving just enough room for each other, and there's been contact between the two, and Van der Haven has been caught up in that, so that's the second time that LJ has been facing the wrong way, which is really unfortunate. Cohen now with the fastest lap of the race. Looks like Walker's got that move done into the first chicane, and up into P3 goes Walker. What has happened to Besselink? He's in the pits. What has happened to Besselink? Has he lost the car, or is he on the wrong tyres that he's now having to pit? It does look like the track will dry up again. So for those who started on dry tyres, this might be really beneficial for them. This track is only greasy, and it hasn't really gone to damp yet. And with the with the rain stopping in about 3 minutes, this means those who are on the slicks are going to well, it's going to come back to them really. Colin Brown is still leading this race. BST NNA in P2 just a second back, and God knows what tyres the grid is on. It's so difficult to know. Jan saying Viper is off. He's rooting for quite a few drivers there. BST, Cody, Kenny, Viper, and Lee Piroth. Yeah, I don't know why Cody is in the pits, Jan. I think he might have picked up some damage, or might have been on the wrong tyres. I'm not sure, but he's back out on track. He's down in P17 at the moment. We switch back to this battle. Viper and Aston JB. Looks like Aston not too far off of Viper. Big Dasmo there in P14 has got LJ on the back of him. But yeah, Besselink, P17. He's lapping on his own now. But interesting to why he pitted that early. I mean, I'm pretty sure it is due to damage. We know. I was speaking to Cody earlier, and well, some of the other drivers as well, and well, they weren't planning to pit before the pit window because they knew they'd have to pit twice then. So I think it might have been damage for Besselink, but yeah, who knows? I think we're just gonna have to see at the end of the race what happened to them. Packham right in the back of Edinomainen here now. The track is drying up, so it might come back to Packham here, and Mainen might have to start thinking about defending now. And looks like Packham looking to move down the inside there into the last chicane. No, he's going to back out of that. That forces Mainen deep, and that compromises exit. Can Packham get a good exit? Looks like he's pulling along to the inside there, coming up towards turn one. Is he going to get this move done? Did that dummy down the inside work? And looks like no, he's backed out of that move, surprisingly. I reckon he could have held that, but he's going to have the outside for turn two. Now, can he go around the outside here? Later on the brakes, he's offline here, but he's going to do it around the outside. Has he got it done? Looks like he has. Wow, what a move there from Packham round the outside of turn two. And done and dusted there. Look at that, later on the brakes. And just held that outside line perfectly to move up a position into P6. So up he goes, and he's already pulling away from the Aston Martin there, Edinomainen in P7. We look down towards these two. Big Dasmo, oh, looks like he's lost the position there to LJ. So LJ down, up a position into P14. GT Jamie on the back of Yaroslav. Now Jamie has gone into the pits to change tyres. I believe he's on the slicks now. You see there, the rain has stopped. But you never know, we could see some more rain later on in this race. It is just a gamble on what tyres you start on, really. We don't really know what's going to happen with the weather here. But you can see they're already being lapped by the race leaders. Now these two, Jamie and Yaroslav, went into the pits very early on. But that just goes to show that pitting this early can... Has GT Jamie lost the car? He has, but I think he kept it out of the wall there. But I was saying, pitting early and really put you in a bad position, but luckily I think GT Jamie held that. I don't think he hit the barrier, so that was a very close call there. But we look back to this battle, Chef BS1 in P8, followed by CosmiCrusader, then Van der Haven in P10. Looks like he's got some damage there from the contact we saw earlier on in this race. Nothing much he could do. He was pretty much caught up in an incident in front. But it looks like Viper as well catching up to Plateski there in P11. Plateski in the Bentley at the moment. It looks like Aston JB is also catching up to them, so we've got quite a big battle going on now. It could almost be a 6-car battle here. You can see Chef BS1 just about leading this train, followed by CosmiCrusader, who is now being hounded by Van der Haven there. And CosmiCrusader onto the grass. Is that going to provide the exit or better exit there for Van der Haven? No. Well, it did, but CosmiCrusader goes defensive there, and there's not really much you can do if the driver goes defensive. There's not much space into that hairpin, but into this next one, it looks like that's Lord or Lee Piroth there moving out of the way. He is now being lapped as well. Is Piroth? He's 2 laps down, in fact, there in P21, so really struggling with these conditions so far. Pack him into the pits. What's happened here? He's into the pits way too early. I think he might be on the wet. Packham, I think, went for the safer option, but didn't pay out. Didn't pay off well for him. And now I see him pitting or dries. Now, of course, he doesn't want to stay out on the wets for too long because they can, of course, blow up. And then if you get a complete puncture, that's where things go really downwards, or in a downward spiral. And yeah, it would be difficult for him to get the car back to the pits if that was the case. But he's going to drop right down the order, and I think there may be more than one pit stop in this race with these conditions. But who knows? It's still dry for now. But it definitely could rain again later on in the race. We look back to this battle, Plateski in P10. I'm going to have to get used to these names. Pulling away from Viper now. Viper looks like he's got a bit of damage. We saw him earlier drop down the order, like Jan in the comments pointed out. But yeah, he's got damage on the nose of that Ferrari. He's got a bit of splitter damage as well. You can see he's really struggling to get the car turned in. Looks like Besselink with the fastest lap. Packham with a stop-go 30 penalty as well, so he's sped into the pits. And he's going to pit. How well? He's going to have to enter the pit lane 2 more times here. That's a real shame. He's going to have to serve that stop-go, and then he's going to have to serve his mandatory pit stop as well. So it's gone from bad to worse for Packham. It just goes to show these conditions really catching a few drivers out. And Aston JB, a reserve driver for today, is actually keeping up with some of the regular names we see here in this championship. So Aston JB definitely doing a good job, and he hasn't had as much practice as some of the others here on the grid. Of course, it is now dry, and he has got a bit of damage, but he's definitely keeping up with them. So well, will we see him next season? And if we do have 2 tiers, 2 divisions, which hopefully we will do, he could definitely be one to watch out for. But with these 3 battling, looks like LJ is catching up as well. He's only 2 seconds behind. That's Packham now into the pits to serve his stop-go. Lee Piroth into the pits now. Looks like he might change tyres as well, but the top 2, Colin Brander and BSTNNA, still pulling away from the rest of the field. BSTNNA only a 1.5 seconds back, but Colin Brander, I think, just managing that gap at the moment. Doesn't really, well, he's not really pushing too hard. I don't think neither of these 2 are, but BSTNNA definitely doesn't want to let Colin Brander get away with this one. He's going to keep him there, and well, for as long as possible, because if that BMW gets away, I don't think BSTNNA going to be able to catch him at all. But the gap has come down by 1/10, so like I said, they're just managing the gap at the moment. The tyres still going to be coming up to temp, especially if they are on slicks, which looks like they are. Well, they are definitely going to be... Oh, a bit of oversteer there for Colin Brander. Maybe commentator's curse, I don't know. But yeah, track is still greasy, so the temps and pressures of their tyres are going to be a bit low at the moment, but they will come back to them as the track starts to dry up more and more. Now we can see these two still battling on track, the two BMWs, CosmiCrusader and Van der Haven there. These two have been pretty similar on pace at the moment. CosmiCrusader having a great race so far. I think last time at Watkins Glen he didn't have the best of races. I believe had a bit of contact and ended up in the barriers, but so far he's been having such a great race, but he's got a poor exit there out of the hairpin. He's going to have to go defensive, moves back over to the racing line. That's not a good idea because he's left the door open for Van der Haven, but no, Van der Haven backs out of that move, and Crusader knew that he wouldn't go for that. He knew he was further back, far back enough so that he could go onto the racing line and not have to worry about Van der Haven just behind. But he looked to Viper in P11. Looks like he's lost. Oh, he's lost a position. So he's had an error there. He's made a mistake somewhere because he's about 2 seconds behind LJ. 2.5 seconds, in fact, behind LJ. And Proth there in the pits. Has he retired the car? He's saying the wall is hard. Oh, looks like he's hit the wall somewhere then. That's unfortunate. But we go back to these two, CosmiCrusader and Van der Haven. These two very, very close to track, bouncing over the chicane there. It is the best way to take it. But let's see. These two catching up to FBS1, who's literally just ahead in the Ferrari there. So it's a 3-car battle at the moment for P7, BST and NA. Well, the top two still separated by 1.5 seconds. Looks like Fednad is going to get a move done here on a big Dasmo. So it looks like he got that done on straight, because the gap is quite big between these two now. It's about a second and a bit between these two. Well, a second now between these two. Besselink still with the fastest lap of the race in a bit of no man's land at the moment, down in P16. In fact, are we able to see what lap he's done? Let's see. What lap? Come on, down, down, down. One more. One more. There we go. Nope, it's not going to let me press. Alright, I'm using a wireless keyboard, and it's not great. So there we go, 1:31.7 from Besselink is the fastest lap of the race so far. We look back towards this battle. If my keyboard wants to work, that would be lovely. Nope. Okay, just give me a second. We need to make a blooper reel, I think, at the end of the season. All the stuff that's gone wrong, but there we go. Oh no, that's Jamie. GT Jamie facing the wrong way there. Looks like he may have taken a bit too much curb coming into the chicane there. And looks like CosmiCrusader has got past FBS1, and that leaves a car between the two BMWs now, and they are actually closing up to Edinomainen in P5. So this is now pretty much a 4-car battle for P5 here, and they're definitely catching up there. You can see the Aston spitting flames on downshift, but Van der Haven now, cameraman, no, that's not, there we go. Now losing a bit of time to the cars in front. He's still there or thereabouts, but maybe the tyres not coming to him. But look at this, rain in 10 minutes. So it is going to start raining once again. The pit window opens in about 2 minutes. But for now, that's only light rain. So the drivers on slick tyres here won't really have to worry about anything just yet. But of course, if that rain gets heavier, that's when we'll see the drivers going to the pits as soon as possible to maybe put on some wet tyres. But for now, it is Colin Brander and BST in a P1 and P2. The gap is extended now. Colin Brander has pulled another 5 to 7 tenths, I think, on BST NNA. So he is pulling away ever so slightly. Looks like Proteski and Viper P11 and P12 Still very, very close. Oh, and LJ there. So this is a 3-car battle. In fact, those gaps are incorrect. These three are much closer than they were not too long ago. But looks like a bad exit from Viper. Is LJ going to be able to get this move done? He's on the outside, but no, he's no overlap between these two. And these... Well, actually, no one is really close to them. That BMW in the background is Packham, who's a few laps down. And here we go, Colin Brandon now with the fastest lap of the race. And looks like LJ is going to go around the outside here. He's going to have the inside for the chicane, but he's had to take to the grass there slightly to avoid contact. But he backed out of that move. But he's definitely putting on the pressure here. These two with a bit of damage from the start. LJ, is he going to try the inside move into the hairpin? He's got it done here into the braking zone, and looks like Viper is able to fight back. So LJ upper position into P12, and now track has gone to green, so a bit more grip for the drivers out on track. But I think that's going to be short-lived with the rain coming very, very shortly. It looks like a poor exit there from Pluteski, sorry, I'm gonna have to get used to these names. Out of the final corner, and LJ is gonna get it done into the braking zone into turn 1, round the outside there. He was pretty much ahead into the braking zone, and Pluteski not able to defend there. Bit of oversteer from him through turn 2. Looks like Piroth back out on track. Packham coming through now, obviously allowed to unlap himself.
The pit is now open.
There we go, pit window now open. Now, yeah, Packham obviously allowed to unlap himself. And he does seem to have the pace on these lead cars, but we switch back to this, well, four-way battle for P5 and CosmiCrusader with some serious pace here this race. He looks to be really comfortable with this track, in this car especially, and he is definitely closing in on Edinomainen, and looks like we've already got some drivers into the pits. I think it's too early to pit at the moment, in my opinion. We've got the 917 car that is Chef BS1 into the pits. I definitely think it's way too early to pit, because you don't know what the weather's going to do. That rain could get heavier, and if Chef BS1 stays on the sticks and that rain does get heavier, he's going to be in a really bad position. If I were him, or if I were on track at the moment, I'd stay out for another 10 minutes or more, because the pit window is 20 minutes long, so it's plenty of time to dive to the pits. But it also goes down to how much fuel you put in at the start. Now, for this race, the best thing would have been to put a bit more fuel than halfway, maybe about 70 litres into the car, just to give you that option to maybe pit later if you needed to. But CosmiCrusader here with a good exit. He's had to brake early there coming into the chicane. These three very, very close now. In fact, by battling, they're losing time to... Actually, I think that's the 83 car of Piroth. So, no, there's no other cars in this battle. And looks like Van der Haven pulls to the outside. Crusader going defensive on the inside. In fact, is he going for a move on the Aston? No, he's not. He's defending that inside line. And almost... two overtakes there into that corner, into that hairpin, but CosmiCrusader really having to defend now. But he's going to hold this position into this final chicane. But he's gone deep on the brakes. Can Van der Haven get a better exit? Looks like he's gone wide. Doesn't look like he'll be able to get that run. Coming down into turn 1, he pulls it over to the racing line. CosmiCrusader also back over to the racing line. Was in the middle of the track. I thought about defending, but didn't need to in the end. And now the gap between the top two, in fact, I've just looked at, is up to 3 seconds. So Colin Brandon pulling away now to the Porsche in P2. And we look down to Besselink and fednad. Besselink has caught up to fednad here, and is retaken the fastest lap of the race. But it's pretty much a recovery drive at this point for Besselink. We did see him in the pits, and you can see that rain is going to get heavier, like I said. So those who have pitted early may have made a huge mistake. And can Besselink go around the outside here? We've seen so many people around the outside. outside of turn 2, and looks like he might be able to do it. The Porsche of fednad, no, he wasn't able to keep the inside for turn 3. And what a move there round the outside for Besselink. Looks like Viper has lost some more time. He's down in P11 and he's defending heavily here from the BMW of Besselink. Can fednad find that inside line? No, looks like Besselink made a huge mistake flying over the chicane, but he's going to get that position done anyways. And can fednad do the same? Looks like he can't. Cameraman, there we go. These cameramen need to be fired here at Zolder. They're not very good whatsoever. Watching the grass and the scenery half the time. Yeah, not the cars, but Viper going extremely defensive there, taking a really narrow line. Can fednad go around the outside? No, he's really late on the brakes there, and that's not going to help him whatsoever. Look how much time these two have lost to Besselink just in front by just battling through one corner. That's about 2 seconds they've lost here, and fednad now backing out of that move, coming through the final chicane. Once again, both these two carrying a bit of damage, and the Porsche out of that final chicane is so quick. He can put the power down so early, and looks like he's going to be on the outside coming into turn 1. Is he going to go for a switchback? Looks like he's early on the brakes. He might be able to go for a switchback on the exit of turn 2, but no, he's backed out of that, and Viper will be able to hold on here. And I'm not going for a move around the outside, but is he going to poke his nose down and said, no, we got a bit of an oversteer out of turn 2 there, so he's not going to be able to get that move done this time around. We look back towards, Walker in the pits now. Will he go for wets? I'm not sure he will. It's only light rain, but that's the thing, it's important at this stage to stay out on track for as long as possible. And you can see there, looks like the rain's getting lighter, so it might be okay to stay on the, well, it should be okay to stay on the slick tyres. But we saw there through the first chicane, fednad trying to go for a move, and Viper deep there on the brakes. He hasn't lost the position there, he's been able to maintain that position. Nothing wrong there from Viper, but he's being hounded and hassled here by fednad, and he's going to have to go extremely defensive one more. Can fednad go for the outside this time round? No, looks like he tried it, but he's going to focus on the exit now. And look at the exit he's got. He's right on the back of that bumper of Viper once again, but he's not going to be close enough. Will we see any of these two pits? No, staying out on track for now. And we'll go on board here with the Ferrari. He looks towards the outside, coming up towards turn 1. Look at the speed that the Porsche's got coming into turn 1. He's later on the brakes. Has he got it done? Viper's still on the inside, but looks like fednad on the outside there. He's going to have the inside for turn 2, and he's got that move done. In fact, can we go trackside? Can we go trackside? Yes, we can. Looks like Viper wasn't able to hold on there, and fednad round the outside there of turn 1. Gaining that position. We've seen loads of round the outside moves happening this race, and Zolder is brilliant for that. But it looks like Van der Haven and CosmiCrusader still battling for position, but looks like CosmiCrusader diving into the pits there. It's quite difficult. Would you go for dry tyres, or would you would you stay on slicks, or would you switch to the wets? Let us know in the comments what you think. GT Jamie saying his pedals are broken. Yeah, it's a shame, Jamie. You were saying earlier that your load cells were broken. Hopefully you can get them fixed, or well, as soon as possible, really. We'd love to see you back out on track once again. But yeah, let us know in the comments, for those that are watching, would you stay on the slick tyres, or would you go onto the wets? Looks like Walker, after his pit stop, has come out in P12. Now remember, Walker's running in P3 before he served his mandatory stop. Looks like Packham now into the pits for his mandatory stop as well. Remember, he pitted before the pit window opened, then he got a stop go 30 for speeding, and now he's going to have to pit again which he is in the pits now, and Walker with a huge bit of oversteer, going to hit the barriers, and that's going to be some heavy damage there for Walker. He's got the car facing the right way now, hitting the barriers once more, so that's going to pick up some more damage, I think. But he's lost loads of time. He's gained damage as well. And who is that behind that is, where can we find them? Where are they? It's CosmiCrusader on the back of Walker. So CosmiCrusader could be up for maybe a podium this race even. We'll just have to wait and see. Everyone has served their mandatory pit stops here. The CosmiCrusader on an absolute flyer. His car's got no damage whatsoever. And this is going to help him in the long run massively here. But yeah, Crusader has got a back marker in front of him. I believe that is the Ferrari. Oh no, sorry, it's not a back marker. That's Chef PS1, in fact. So Chef has come out ahead of Crusader. So maybe Walker has dropped right down the order, even with that spin. That's made it worse. Van der Haven there in P5, a second and a half back to Edinomainen, and Edinomainen I'm sure is going to be wanting the rain to continue, because we know how good that Aston is in these mixed conditions, and if he can keep P4, this might be his highest finish of the season. He also had a retirement last round at Watkins Glen. Had a bit of contact coming into turn 1, got some severe damage, but let's have a look at what his...
halfway mark, still a long way to go.
There we go, halfway into the race. Let's have a look at what his highest finishing position is. So Edinomainen finished. He's currently sitting P16 in the standings. His highest finish has been P8. So this could be a great round for Edinomainen. Still no one in the comments letting us know if they'd stick on the dry tyres or the wet tyres. Let us know what you'd do in this situation. Cascanova in the comments saying push RKMers. Now Bestlink from RKM Racing, well, the RKM team, obviously is, well, had a pit stop earlier on. I think it may have been due to damage, but he's on a bit of a recovery drive now with the fastest lap of the race as well. But he's still got yet to serve his mandatory pit stop. But it would be great if we could do something with maybe some partnership with RKM and the SimZone. I'm sure that would be pretty cool. I mean, Bestlink here, Lapria is, well, one of the stewards, one of the staff here at the SimZone. And yeah, I think it would be great to have some partnership. Maybe we'll speak to you guys later on in the week. Who knows? There could be some cool stuff we can do between RKM and the SimZone. But looking back towards P12, Chef PS1 and CosmiCrusader neck and neck here. These two are very even on pace, or they have been so far. LJ into the pits now, and it looks like the weather looks like it's going to get dry once again. So yeah, slick tyres will still be the way to go for this race. It just goes to show a lot of drivers, well, there's a varying strategy. A lot of drivers have picked I wouldn't say a lot, quite a few drivers have picked the wrong strategy and started on wet tyres. They've had to pit early, and we've also got a few drivers, well, the rest starting on the slicks. They had to bite the bullet for the first few laps when the rain came, but after that the temps came back to them, the pressures came back to them, and they were able to put in the laps and pull away from the rest of the field. BST NNA now into the pits. Van der Haven and Edinomainen separated by just a second, but we're watching these two at the moment, CosmiCrusader and Chef BS1. Looks like Yaroslav now into the pits here. You can see they're entering the pits now, and it looks like, yep, he's selecting the dry tyres. I believe he's adjusting his tyre pressures as well. But you can see his tyres stone cold at the moment, and oh, looks like that's a bit of a bad stop there. He's had to move, so he would have lost a couple seconds as a result. CosmiCrusader losing a bit of time now to Chef BS1, and in the background we saw Barth Bones there, who is catching them, but he's still got to serve his pit stop as well, so he'll drop down the order when he does. And looks like BSTNNA has come out in 4th after his pit stop. Edinomainen in the pits for his as well. But these two still the closest cars on track as we speak. Let's see if we can go on board. There we go, with CosmiCrusader. Yep, Dementor in the comments saying Slicks. Yep, definitely. Yeah, Slicks is definitely the best way to go at the moment. Yaroslav now out onto the track. I believe he's come out behind Colin Brother there, the race leader. But look at that mistake there from Chef BS1. It looks like that's going to be position gained for CosmiCrusader. No, not yet. They're still side by side, exiting turn 2, and Chef BS1 has somehow managed to hold on to that position, but that's brought these two even closer together, and CosmiCrusader having a look down the inside there, going for a bit of a dummy, trying to force the Ferrari into a mistake. Obviously that fast right-hander turn 3, not really an overtaking spot. But this has really put on some pressure to Chef BS1, and he's had to cut the chicane slightly. That's given him a poor exit. So the pressure that CosmiCrusader is putting onto the Ferrari is paying off, and he's going to have the inside here coming into the chicane. Looks like he's outbroke himself though. He's onto the gravel, and will he be able to hold on to that position? No. The Ferrari slingshots back past, and CosmiCrusader, he went for it, but unfortunately didn't pay off for him. But still plenty of time left in the race to get these moves done. The race leader now into the pits. Looks like Barth Bones now serving his... Oops, that was not meant to happen. There we go. Barth Bones now serving his pit stop. He's in there for quite a while. I think he's repairing his damage as well. 1 minute 14 is his stop. So yeah, definitely repairing some damage is Barth Bones. And look at those tyres as well. Much colder than we saw Yaroslav's. Yaroslav had a bit of light blue in his tyres, but no, for Barth Bones they are dark blue here. They are very, very cold at the moment, and I think if he is changing tyres, he's possibly bumped them up in the pit stops, although it doesn't look like he has. It would have been the right thing to do, to bump up the pressures. It looks like he's been dropped from the jacks, and he's got going straight away. And Piroth now into the pits, I believe, for his mandatory stop. And look how close Chef BS1 and CosmiCrusader are. Extremely close at the moment, but a bit of oversteer for Crusader there. You can see he's lost time as a result. But he's still sticking with the Ferrari here, not losing too much time. It seems that in that final sector, the BMW does struggle a bit compared to the Ferrari. Now Van der Haven into the race lead provisionally. Besselik in P4, still got to serve his mandatory pit stop as well. Everyone apart from those two have served their pit stops here. But yeah, the field a bit spaced out. In fact, nope. Edinomainen and Curtin here. Edinomainen on the back of Curtin as we speak. These two neck and neck now. Edinomainen was running in P5, I believe. It might change. Well, yeah, it might actually change with Van der Haven and Besselink now into the pits. It's just a question of where they'll come out on track. I think Curtin and Edinomainen will be able to pass these two. In fact, Van der Haven is actually coming out of the pits. In fact, he's going to be released. It looks like he hasn't repaired his damage, so he's saved a bit of time by doing so. Doesn't look like it's too much damage, but he obviously feels that he's comfortable with driving through that, and he's come out in P3 here as Van der Haven. In fact, Hooschii side by side with Walker, so the battle for P3 is still on, and Walker's come out just ahead. The Walker on for a podium position here. Besselink still in the pits. Looks like, yeah, Curtin and Edinomainen have passed Besselink here, and looks like Chef PS1 and CosmiCrusader side by side. Looks like CosmiCrusader's got that move done into turn 2, but can Chef PS1 fight back? He tried to do so, but CosmiCrusader closed the door and holds on now to P9. The question is, can he pull away, or will BS1 be able to put on the pressure like Crusader did to him and maybe regain P7? Just have to wait and see here. And there we go, pit window is closed, so everyone has obviously served their pit stop, so that's no problem for anyone. OSR now into the pits once again. What's happened here? Is it damage? Is it the wrong tyres? Or is it fuel? Who knows? I have a feeling it might be the wrong tyres for OSR. These conditions really do catch the drivers out. It's really down to who can nail the strategy. And oh, Chef PS1 very late on the brakes there through the 500 gain, and he's going to lose heaps of time to Crusader. So Crusader's, well, that's about a 2.5 second gap now, I think. Between these two. What's that? 2.4. So close. So close. Tried to estimate that, but was half a tenth off. But yeah, he's lost so much time just by one mistake. And that's OSR now coming up behind Chef BS1. But quite, well, yeah, he's not really close, to be honest. Packham into the pits once more. What has happened to Packham? Has he chosen the wrong tyres once again? I think he might have. I think he definitely might have. Because the track, well, there's no rain anymore. Track is still greasy, but it will start to dry up. Unless, of course, we see some more rain. And is that Besselink off the track? Yes, it is. Where is he at the moment? In P11. Still with the fastest lap of the race. And what could have been for Besselink, he started on pole, lost a couple of positions on the first lap, but that doesn't really mean much. But I think he did have a collision, so ended up pitting prematurely and then had to pit again for the pit window, or for his mandatory stop. But yeah, no surprise that these conditions have spaced out the pack ever so slightly. And let's have a look at what Jaroslav is doing at the moment. So it looks like he's on the back of, is that Van der Haven, I think? In P4, I think it is. Yes, it is. So obviously, Jaroslav a lap down at the moment. Running in P15. You can see how much quicker Van der Haven is there through the chicane. The Lamborghini just not able to take that much curb, or Jaroslav maybe not that confident to take that much curb. He's playing it safely. And are not battling for position at the moment. Van der Haven only, well, in fact, he's lost a lot of time to Walker in P3. Walker, as we saw, came out just in front of Van der Haven, but he's pulled nearly a 3-second gap now. So it could be Walker's first podium of the season. And he did qualify for this race. So he qualified down the order, in fact. But doesn't matter. He's up on a podium now. But let's hope I don't put the commentator's curse on him, because as soon as I say something good about someone, they end up in the wall. So yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen. But it looks like LJ catching up to Chef PS1 now. And that is OSR just up ahead of these two. He will get blue flagged, so he will have to move out of the way shortly. Up between the top two, 5.9 seconds. These two are only separated by a second. Oh, looks like Chef PS1 with a huge mistake there out of turn 2. He got onto the grass, and that let LJ get through very easily. And a bit of oversteer on the exit, and once again, Chef PS1 onto the gravel. He's really struggling now at this point in the race. Only 15 minutes left to go. But after that mistake from BS1, Chef BS1, he's lost 2.8 seconds here to LJ. But yeah, the grid's quite spaced out now. There's not a whole lot going on, but that's these conditions for you. And we look to Cohen here, who's running in a strong P5, his best finish of the season. In fact, let's have a look what his best finish of the season was. Let's have a look. And let's see where he's currently sitting in the standings. So he's actually sitting P8 in the standings. His best finish of the season has been his P6, so he can finish P5. He's going to top that, and he's going to gain some more points in the championship. Van der Haven in P4 at the moment. He is P9 in the championship. In fact, tied on points with Kerwin. So if he can, well, he's currently in P4. So if he finishes ahead, he's going to extend that gap. Well, he's going to overtake Kenny in the championship. Now, of course, we have a drop round as well. Van der Haven has missed the first round at Kota, so that he's already his drop round pretty much. But yeah, I think the drop round will mix some things up at the end of the season. LJ looks like he's catching up to Ollie RSR, but these two not really battling for position. Ollie RSR currently in P16. And he's 22 seconds back to Yaroslav. Yaroslav 6 seconds back to fednad. I think he's closing in that gap. Does fednad still have the damage he had earlier? Oh, look at that Walker flying over the chicane there. Yes, he does still have the damage. So Yaroslav might be able to reel him in here. Track has now gone to fast. And I'm not sure if we will see any more rain in this race. It still is very overcast. It's definitely possible. It looks to Aston JB and Chef PS1, these two within a second of each other. Well, just a few tenths now these two are separated by. And we switch to... nope, wrong one. There we go. Aston with a better exit here, coming up towards the hairpin. FPS1's going to have to go defensive. Aston on the outside here, late on the brakes. In fact, early on the brakes, looking up at the last second. And that's not going to help him, but he's got a good exit here. And FPS1 is compromised on that exit. He's going to look towards the inside, coming up towards the final chicane. He's going to be late on the brakes once again. No, FPS1 later on the brakes once again. These two side by side into yet another corner, but PS1 has been able to hold on to that just about. And Aston is going to try it again into turn one. Can he do it, or can PS1 hold it around the outside? So close between these two, not even a hair separating them, and looks like PS1 able to hold on to that. And coming into turn two, Aston had a quick peek down the inside coming into turn two, but he didn't go for the move, and I believe he has repaired that damage in his pit stop as well. So neither is these two carrying any damage, I believe. You see there in the background, that is Big Dasmo in the Lamborghini with Lord Piroff right behind him as well. And looks like Aston has got the job done into the chicane there. Very poor exit from Chef PS1, but I think he just made sure there wasn't any contact, but as a result he bounced over the curb and lost that position. So Aston up into P10. Now looking at the gap between LJ and CosmiCrusader, it is very close between these two. Edinomainen currently running in P6. It's 9 seconds up ahead. Now remember, CosmiCrusader and Edinomainen were only separated by a few tenths. So Crusader hasn't had the best pit stop, but still P7 is going to be a great position to finish in. P7 or P8, because he's currently running P24 in the championship, and his best finish was at Misano round 2, which was a P10. So if he's going to have a top 10 finish here, I'm sure he's going to be happy. Crusader there defending the inside. LJ trying for a move around the outside. We've seen so many moves done in that into turn 2, but LJ wasn't able to get it done. Now rolling through turn 3 here. A short straight down towards the first chicane. It's not a long straight, but LJ's going to try for the move, backs out of it. Does that force CosmiCrusader into a mistake? No, it doesn't. Not phased one bit, but he had to take a defensive line. You can see there, LJ has got a much better exit. Can he slingshot round the outside to get the inside into the chicane? Looks like he has done, and what a move there from LJ. He's done that, done and dusted, sealed the deal. There we go, up into P7 now goes LJ, and I think LJ has really improved throughout the season. Didn't have the best start, I believe. Finished P13 in round 1 at Kota and P15 at Nürburgring round 3. But he gained a P1 last round at Watkins Glen, so he won the race there. And I mean, even after facing the wrong way in this race twice, he's brought it back up to P7. And yeah, it's going to be another good result from LJ. Still a bit of the race to go. You can see that rain coming in 10 minutes, but only 8 minutes left of the race to go. We can still have rain slightly before that. But it's not really going to be anything to worry about for the drivers out on track. And I was mentioning the gap between Fednad and Yaroslav. It was 6 seconds the last time we saw it, and now it's down to 1.4. So Fednad's been losing time at a rate of knots here, and he's gonna have to start thinking about defending. In fact, where's Yaroslav? Oh no, he's facing the wrong way. Oh no, 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 that's not good for Yaroslav. The gap's gonna be back up to, well, it's gonna be about 10 seconds now, I think, between these two. Let's see what it is. Oh, 14 seconds! So he's lost a huge amount of time there. And I think he may have just lost the car by himself. He doesn't seem to have any damage on that Lamborghini of his. So I believe he has lost it by himself. We've got some advertisement boards there in the middle of the track. Someone didn't like the advertisements, of course. But these two neck and neck, obviously. Once again, Oli Assad down in P16, so he's not really battling 4 position. But he is allowed to unlap himself, which looks like is what he's going to do. Crusader letting him through there. Doesn't really want to battle with Ollie at the moment, which is probably the wisest thing to do. And Viper down in P14 on the back of fednad now. Looks like that is Packham just moving out the way for the lead cars. But for some reason, Viper's lost a lot of time there. 2 seconds back now to fednad. It's given fednad some breathing room here, and with not long left of the race to go, this is exactly what he needs to hold on to P13. I think Viper has let Packham back through, which is interesting. Unless, I think Viper's definitely made a mistake somewhere. The sound of the Porsche, absolutely lovely sound here. It looks like, oh, Packham off in the background there onto the gravel. And he's going to let the leaders through now. That is Curtin in P5 coming through. Viper just behind. And Packham, is he parking up? Has he run out of fuel? He's returned the car to the pits. What has happened to Packham there? I think he may have actually run out of fuel, or he's lost a tyre. Not sure what has happened there to Packham, but that's going to put him, well, if he stays in the pits for longer, it might even be P20 at the end of this race. But a bit of oversteer there for BSTNA, running in P2 at the moment. 9.2 seconds to Colin Brother is now taking the fastest lap of the race. Let's have a look what it is. All the way down to the... Oh, there we go. So it's a 1 minute 30. Pretty much flat there from Colin Brander. But yeah, these two, Colin Brander and BSTNA, like I said earlier, were separated by about a second at the start. But it's just been consistency for the race leader, and I think pit stops, getting your pit stops perfect, has played an effect as well. We saw when Yaroslav went into the pits, he lost a couple seconds by not stopping in the box correctly. It looks like Yaroslav has, well, Viper's dropped another position. He's down into P15 now because Yaroslav and, yeah, fednad up a position. And looks like Oliver Assar is going to go, actually no, Viper's dropped right down the order. He was with, oh yeah, he's further up with, I can't remember who he was with in fact, but he's, was it CosmiCrusader? I don't even know who he was with now. I can't remember, but yeah, he's lost another position there to Oliver Assar, who's up into P15 now. We go back to this battle for P5. Looks like Edinomainen and Curtin neck and neck with just 2 minutes left of the race to go. Can Kenny hold on to this position? It's going to be a tough one here for Kenny. And oh, look at the weather. If the race was any longer, we would have to make another pit stop for wet tyres, I think, because that is heavy rain. And I think for some of the drivers out on track, they would have wanted that rain much earlier into the race. But just a minute and a half left to go now. You can see both these cars bouncing over those curbs. You can take so much of the curves there through that second chicane. FPS1 and Besselink separated by a second, but I think Besselink has got the pace to maybe pull away here. And oh, looks like that's fednad off the track there, and Edinomainen's had to lift as a result. There we go, leader on the final lap. That just goes to show Colin Brother isn't far behind these two, Curtin and Edinomainen. He's only just crossed the line, has Colin Brother. So he is very close to these two. OSR only a second behind Yaroslav as we speak. That could be another battle going on, or another one that can go down to the wire here at Zolder. Lord Son, hello, good to see you. Adam, Edinomainen still within a second to Curtin, but Curtin has put his foot down now as he's seen Edinomainen right on the back of him. And we skipped to Colin Brother here, who is coming into the final sector. He's had such a great race, has Melvin, and I mean, got the move done into turn one on Besselink and just pulled away ever since. BSTNNA also got a move done into on the first lap, and yeah, just was able to pull away but wasn't able to keep up with the BMW of Colin Brando. He's going to round the final corner here to finish P1 here at Zolder. I believe that is his second race win of the season. But there we go, 2 race wins for Colin Brando and 2 P2s. And you can see here the rain just starting to fall as we finish the race. But there we go, BSTNNA crossing the line in P2. Walker is going to comfortably finish in P3. He's still got a bit of a lap to go, but no one behind him to put pressure onto him here. We quickly look down to Oliasar and Yaroslav. Are they side by side? No, it looks like Yaroslav might be able to hold on to this position. It's going to be extremely close. This last sector of the track, very narrow, not much room for overtaking. But let's go back to Walker. He's going to round the final corner to collect his first podium of the season. It's a P3 here for Walker as he crosses the line. What a race there from Walker. Van der Haven's going to cross the line in P4 after being collected in a bit of an incident. He is able to climb back up the order to finish P4. Curtin, is he going to hold on to P5? Yes, he is. There you go, P5 for Curtin, P6 for Edinomainen. LJ is going to cross the line in P7. CosmiCrusader with a strong P8 here, topping his best race finish. It was a P10. P8 is going to be his best finish so far. Now he's going to cross the line in P8 is Crusader, and Aston JB there in P9. So there we have it. Colin Brando in P1, BSTNNA in P2, and Walker in P3. But that is pretty much your full results. There we go. But what a race we had. Had some dry moments in the race. Of course, it's raining as soon as we end this race. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this round here at Zolder. yeah, we will be live tomorrow for the SimZone GT3 Championship. Make sure to tune in then. Kenny saying he messed up the pit stop. Still, P5, a very, very good result from you, Kenny. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you tomorrow for the SimZone GT3 Championship, where we are at, let's check, we're at Hungaroring, which a track we haven't actually been to for quite a while.
Green light,
But we will see you tomorrow. But from us, it is good night, and take care.